Salute Nation. What it do? Happy Monday, y'all. Ready for another episode about to go down. Let's get it.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown! Pulled from behind! Ball's out! Big man running! Raiders!
What is up, Nation? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I'm your boy, I'm Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone pulling up on this Monday afternoon. Salute to everyone in the chat, everyone already here. Really quick, if you guys are new and you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It does go a long way to go ahead and support the show. Appreciate everyone that's already here, that's already pulled up. For sure, 100%. I do have some stuff to go ahead and go over with you guys. So I want to go ahead and go live and chop it up. We had some things, some Raider news happened today, right? And usually right now it's the slow time, but we did have some things that did happen. We just went through rookie camp, and so we had some moves. We had some roster moves, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it in just a sec, really quick. Let me go ahead and do a quick roll call to all my peeps in here. Salute to my guy Raider Ryan. What it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up. My guy Robert Pena. What it do, brother? Salute. My guy Raider Way, all in the building. What's up, brother? Salute. My guy Geo Max. What it do, brother? Salute. My guy Raider Fools Chris in the building, about to link up in Bakersfield. What it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up, my guy. Eric Raider Haters in the building. What it do, my guy? Salute. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy, for sure. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Raider roster moves. So, the Raiders went out and put up a PR release today on some changes to the 90-man roster. And there were some releases, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys. All right. Cool. All right. So first, let's go ahead and go for the waivers. Um, so we had tackle Dominic Boyd, Amari Burney, Matthew Butler, Tyreek McAllister, and Brandon Smith were put on waivers today. Were waived today, excuse me. And then Christian Wilkerson was released as well. I think the big name Amari Burney. I can't say it today. Amari Burney is the actual name that is very interesting. Some people saw this coming. I'm not really surprised. This is the way it kind of turned out for Bernie. We haven't seen like a whole big production from Bernie, and when he's been out, he hasn't really done anything to, kind of raise eyes. So I'm not surprised at this move. Obviously, you got also Matthew Butler that was released as well today. Um, so and then Tyreek McAllister, he was also go ahead and waived as well. So interesting to see that a couple of linebackers released, but let's go ahead and get into the roster signing. So there were some players, as you see here, that were also signed as well. You have Jafari Harvey, Kentron Jackson, wide receiver out of Baylor. But I think the big name here, Jalen Smith, the linebacker. As if you guys tapped into Saturday's show, I was letting Run and Severe know that Jalen Smith was out with the rookies during the rookie mini camp. He was trying out with the rookies. If you guys, if you guys saw that, if you guys didn't catch the show, make sure you guys go ahead and click that link down below in the description. I have the replay set up for you guys. Really, really good show. Shout out to my guy Severe for pulling up with us last minute. But that's one of the things. It's not too impressive of Jalen Smith coming out and trying out with the rookies, but it is what it is, and he actually got picked up today. So they must have seen something that they liked, that they're willing to go ahead and take a flyer on him. Keyshawn Smith, wide receiver out of SMU, also got signed. Wesley Steiner and Jonathan Sutherland, safety out of Penn State, was also picked up. So got a little bit more depth. We did let two linebackers go, but we picked up two more. So we really didn't lose anything in the grand scheme of things, and we picked up another safety as well. So not mad at that. One thing that we've been talking about is that we need to go ahead and add a little bit more depth to that safety room, and they are doing that, and by picking up Sutherland. So, interesting is that Jalen Smith is back with the Raiders now. We'll see what happens, whether or not he actually makes a 53-man roster. As of right now, he's on the 90. We still have more camps to go. Then you get into mandatory training camps and all that. That will start around August, late July, August. So we'll see whether he makes that or not. But very, very interesting to see that Amari Burney, Matthew Butler, and Tyreek McAllister got let go today. Let me know let me know your thoughts on this, on Jalen Smith being a Raider once again. I know that he stepped away for some time, went over to Dallas, did his thing, and now he's back with the silver and black. So let me know what your thoughts on this for sure. But yeah, moving on to our next thing. Let me go ahead and stop sharing here. All right. Moving on to our next subject here. Like I said on Saturday, Carr retired. Crazy, crazy thing. I'm pretty sure it's all over social media. If you haven't heard by now, you must have been out of touch socially and or living under a rock, right? But let me go ahead and pull this up. But on Saturday, Ian Rappaport broke Derek Carr dealing with a shoulder injury that requires surgery that would knock him out of the 2025 season is deciding to retire. While Carr tried injection and rehab, it wouldn't allow him to be 100% until another procedure. And then that's where both sides decided to go ahead and move on. So um, this is an interesting thing here. I mean, both sides gain financially. I mean, Carr forfeits that $30 million guarantee this season, and then the Saints won't seek reimbursement for the $10 million roster bonus. So, he walks away with some loot at the end of the day, but nonetheless, Derek Carr decided to go ahead and hang it up. And this is one of the things that I kind of wanted to go ahead and ask everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and actually pull it in just a bit because this is, I think this is a hot topic, and I think it's a sensitive topic. And unless you're a brand new Raider fan that's been a fan maybe the last 2 years, which definitely could be the case, I think most of us here, most of us who are part of the show, have been Raider fans for quite a while, right? And we've seen Derek Carr play. We know what Derek Carr has done with the organization, right? So my question to you guys is this: should Derek Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire him a Raider, right? So you mean he was with us for 9 seasons? He took us to the playoffs twice. He goes down without ever winning a playoff game. Unfortunately, it is what it is. You guys heard my opinions on Saturday. I mean, I'm a Derek Carr fan. I'm not gonna lie, right? But at the same time, too, I had a coming to Jesus moment at some point. I think it was probably the year before he left, right? I'm like, this guy is probably not the guy because we keep doing the same thing and either coming close or not, or when we actually get there, we're not able really to do anything, right? We can't get past we always hit that plateau. So it was always time to go ahead and I felt to move on to explore a different avenue and see if somebody else can go ahead and get us off of that hump, right? And he left how he left, right? Wasn't in the best terms with Ziegler and McDummy, and that was a whole messy situation in itself, right? But he said, "Hey, if I can't make the cut, if I can't take us and make this team a great team, I'll go ahead and dip out." And that's what he did, right? He got released, and then he ended up going to the Saints, and we all seen what he's done there the last 2 seasons. So very subpar. It's mediocre, but nonetheless, the guy had a point where I think probably 2016 was probably the high point that we all can kind of agree that that's probably the highlight of Derek Carr's career, right? But yeah, it's aside from that, the production really wasn't there. So let me know what you guys think. I did put that up in the chat. Should Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire a Raider? Let me know, right? And then also let me know your thoughts on the chat. Let's talk about it. And I want to hear everybody's opinion on this because this is a little bit of a touchy subject for us who's been here for a minute. Right. I think if you've been a Raider fan for at least like 5 to 10 years, you know what we're talking about. For all my OGs who are pulled up, even more, right? Because you've seen them from the beginning to the end, right? And same thing, I've seen them from the beginning to the end. And it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet type of thing, like it sucks to see him go, but this probably is the best thing for him. And I said it, right? I question a little bit the passion if it's still there, right? he says he has love for the game, but we know really the love was with the Raiders, and he wanted to be here. He wanted to retire a Raider. He said that openly many times, and just didn't pan out that way, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and go to the chat really quick. Um, my guy Ridgefield Chris, no, just Bernie, bro. I know Mari Gainer, Mari Bernie. No, so Bernie is the one that got waived today. Gainer's still there, and speaking of Gainer, I'm glad you brought it up. Um, let me go ahead and show footage because Amari's out there doing work, man. That's for damn sure. So let me go ahead and show this really quick. So I don't know if you guys seen what he's out there doing.
Walk in the party, get it started. Man, treat me like Jeff Matt Hardy. Don't need no key, just like the screen and it started. I wish it would, Chuck Wood, Charles Barkley. Walk in the party, get it started. Kanye Rule, Dickie suit, the hat was Chrome Hardy. They hit me for a scam, I told him disregard it.
All right. Yeah, so that's just one of them. I've seen some other footage of him doing some off-season workouts and stuff, and really trying to work on the craft. And I really do hope that he does have a breakout year because our room on linebacker is still kind of thin, and we haven't really picked up anybody that's really raised eyebrows or anything like that. So we'll see how he actually does come preseason because we'll definitely see Amari Gainer in preseason, and hopefully we see a good product being put out on the field for sure, and that hopefully that hard work pays off for sure. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Geomex. Derek Carr was a good quarterback, had a lot of great fourth quarter comebacks, Raider for life for sure. Yes, once a Raider, always a Raider. I'm all about that. Even if it doesn't happen where we bring him back to do a 1 day signing to retire him as a Raider, he's still going to go down as a Raider for sure. 100%. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Moval Raider pulling up. What it do, brother? I hope you're going to the Bakersfield event. I hope to see you there, man. If you do, make sure you definitely pull up. I'll be around with a few people. I'm gonna stop by 805 and Severe's tent, and Raider Nation Live also is having a tent. I think Lunatic is doing something as well. So I'm gonna be out there, bro. I'm gonna be out there. So make sure y'all catch me for sure. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, that injury in 2016 did fuck up his career because we did see kind of like he was on that that upward trajectory, and then all of a sudden once that injury happened, boom, it was a different story. So I mean, we saw little glimpses, but honestly, aside from that 2021 appearance, there really wasn't much there, for sure. So yeah, once a Raider, always a Raider for sure. Shout out to my guy, Amanikron. What did you think of the UDFA saying yes, Derek Carr would do a 1 day signing to retire a Raider, and of course, light that torch. Yeah, bro. I hope it does happen. But like I said, if it doesn't, I'm not gonna be crying about it. Like, oh, what the fuck? Why didn't we do that? It's their decision. I think if if he would have done more, if we would have got that one playoff win or done a little bit more, been more consistent with playoff appearances, it probably would have been a lock. But since it's always kind of been that wishy-washy type relationship, and then honestly, the relationship is with Mark, so it's Mark's decision whether or not he wants to go ahead and do that. What did I think about the UDFAs? I mean, I went over it the other day. I mean, I like Jaw Joyner, Mellow Dotson. I think he's a sneaky signing. I expect pretty big things from that dude. So we picked up Jalen Walker, linebacker. I hope that works out really really good because, like I said, this linebacker room is it's pretty concerning. It's thin, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I know there's more guys that got signed, but from the top of my head, those are the guys that I really really like. Once I heard Mello was signed, I was like, fuck yeah, that's a pickup. That's a steal for sure. Uh, Bro, like for real, man. I mean, I don't. You're a Chargers fan. What do you know, my guy? I think you just want to be part of the nation, my guy. Because I see you out everywhere, like you from that streets, bro. For real. I know who has that, bro. But shout out to Wasted, bro. Wasted's been doing it for a mad minute, man. He has fire content. I'm a fan of Wasted, so they put in that work, man. I do too. They've just been doing it for longer, and they have more subs, bro. That's how it works, man. But cool, man. Just be on your best behavior, bro, for sure. Salute to my guy, Raider Nation, Jason. What to do, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up for sure, for sure. Let's see. Remember, Carr was the last QB to clinch a playoff spot versus San Diego and then LA Chargers in 2021 with Papa Rich. Yep, bro. I was at that game. I was at that game. This is for Piano Man, bro. And hopefully everybody remembers the game, right? So I think it was a tie. If we tied with them, we both get in. But if you beat them, then we knock them out completely. So we had it on lock. I think we had to go to overtime, and um, we went to overtime or something. I'm trying to remember. It was a little bit, intoxicated then. But from what I remember, I think we tied up the game. Right, we went to overtime, and we drove down the field, and that's where we had the ability to go ahead and we're in field goal range, and Carr literally they could have took the knee and took the tie, but we he took the timeout and had Carlson come in and kick the field goal, bro, and essentially knocking out the Chargers, bro. That was a great game. That was when I was looking for tickets for that game for like to go game, and I saw that and I saw what we were at, and this was potentially essentially a playoff game, right? I was like, fuck, I got to be there. It was a great game. It goes down in my memory forever, bro. Where literally the whole day was kind of crazy, from I remember going to Luxor, having brunch there, and if you've gone to the Luxor, you had the brunch, you have to go downstairs for it, and it's like going down to the basement and eat, right? That's where they have the buffet. And I was eating and I heard like a bunch of noise, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like following the scores because I knew Pittsburgh and Ravens were like, if Pittsburgh wins or Ravens win, like we automatically go in, right? So I literally I finished up my food really quick to go ahead and go upstairs and see what the hell the commotion was, and everybody was plugged into the bar TVs and tapping into the Steeler game, and man, it was crazy. It like so all of us fans were like just tapping into those pivotal games that could potentially put us already into the playoffs. So that if Steelers would have won, then we in, and this game would have been meaningless, and in a sense, right? To where if we would have lost, we still would have been in the playoffs. But yeah, it was really, really good game for sure. My guy, Raiders Chris, DC rep Raiders with all his heart, deserves to retire Raider. He does, man, for sure. He's this guy. We drafted him. Just wanted to be a Raider, man, and it is what it is. So yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, we'll if it does, I'm pretty sure we'll know pretty soon if they decide to go ahead and make that move for sure. Uh, my guy Troy, salute to him. Would be great DC and the Raiders to do this. DC's a Raider for life for sure, bro. He no matter what, even if they don't, he's still Raider for life. Yeah, Raider royalty. Um, my guy Amanicron. Guess Delvin Smith and Landon Roberts ain't moving the needle. They're not, bro. You know, Roberts is cool, but aside from him, you got Devin Smith, Delvin Smith, excuse me. That aside from that, from his like rookie year in 2019 in Tampa, really hasn't done much, right? So his years in Tampa were cool, but I think up until the last point where his last year in Tampa, then we started seeing that decline, and then he jumped around to a couple teams. I mean, he went. He also went to Philly. Philly decided to go ahead and cut him, so now he's here. He's battled injuries, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can go ahead and bounce back from that and actually, be the Delvin Smith of old. We hope so, right? It's in our best interest to root for the guy and wish him much success, but you know, really, it's just those two guys, right? You got Cody uh, Lindenberg, because you got Eichenberg, Lindenberg, Iceberg. So you got those guys, right? So you got Cody, and he's coming. He's in his rookie year, unproven. We don't know what he is yet, right? Tommy Eichenberg. We hope this is a year where he potentially breaks out, right? So there's a lot of unknowns. So it's just having more of that dependability, consistency at the linebacker room is really what we're looking for. And so hopefully there's still time. Maybe we pick up a guy like we said. Simmons would be a guy that I would be interested in. I think Mosley's out there too. He hasn't been picked up yet. We'll see what happens. But I mean, we're good on the trenches. But after that, it's a little bit worrisome. I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet because I don't want to fucking panic you guys. But it is something that we should be concerned about for sure. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, he was blessed and still might be. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, linebacker, it's going to be a job. It's either speed and not tackling or tackling, but no coverage. Yeah. So coverage is the key, man. Honestly, if they get a tight end in open space, we're cooked, bro. For sure, we're cooked. Let's see. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Geomax. Shout out to number 55, Junior Seau. Rest in peace. Okay. Yep. 63-21. For sure. Let's see here. All right. All right. So let me go in. Let me kind of touch base on the poll. Again, I asked you guys, should Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire him as a Raider? 83% has said yes, 17% said no, with 12 votes casted in. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys head on over and cast your vote, and let your voice be heard for sure. And I'll touch into the poll in just a bit again. But yeah, let me know whether or not you guys think that Derek Carr should go ahead and retire as a Raider, bring him back for one day, do a signing, and retire more Raider, right? I think he's earned it. I honestly do. So I hope it happens. All right, y'all. So moving on. Schedule release is on Wednesday, right? So we know who our opponents are going to be, who we're playing this year. We just don't know the dates of it. So Wednesday is the actual NFL schedule release. let me, if you guys don't know, let me go ahead and share that really quick with you guys. All right, boom. Let me go ahead and hide this real quick. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it. But hide the ticker. Okay, so we, for home games, we got the Chargers, obviously, and we got the Chiefs, Broncos as usual. We play Dallas this year at home, Jacksonville, Titans, the Giants, the Browns. So that'll be an interesting game with Shador there. Whether or not he plays that game, who knows? Probably not. But interesting game now. I think the game with Chicago as well. Surprisingly, a lot of content creators, families have family, like have people in their family that are Bears fans apparently, right? So that'll be an interesting game as well. And then you had uh what's his name, the head coach Ben, what something or other, that's gonna be, there Ben Johnson's gonna be leading that charge. Forgot his name for a second. So Ben Johnson obviously is gonna be his debut, and we'll get to see, whether or not he actually turned that team around. The away games, same thing. We got the divisional games, but then we got Houston, Philly, Indy, the Commanders in Washington, and then I think this is important enough. New England. We go out to Foxborough, out of Boston, and play the Pats. Shout out to my guy Raider Jeff. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if we can make that game, man. I don't know. I can't make promises. If I go to Jersey, maybe train right away. Or it's actually like, I think like 4 to 6 hours to Boston, to that area. So, but it'll be cool to go into enemy territory and watch that game versus the Patriots. The only game really the away game that I go to, it's either the Chargers or Broncos. We haven't ventured out much from that. Denver, because it's literally hop skip away from me. Cali, because it's home. It's home. So yeah. Interesting to see what the dates are going to be for this. Are we going to play the Chargers week 1, or are they going to be pushed to week 2? Are we going to be on the road for the first game? So interesting. I think the Canelo fight is on the 12th. Canelo versus Crawford. Actually, let me look on the date because I forgot. Crawford. And the reason why I say that, because it's going to be at Allegiant, for those who don't know. September 12th. So it's September 12th, I believe. Let me go September. It's a Friday. So interesting. I mean, normally he fights. So anybody who's not a fight fan, Canelo usually fights on Saturdays, right? And usually it's the Cinco de Mayo or September, like that September 14th area time for the other Mexican Independence Day. Usually those are the 2 dates. Sometimes he'll fight like odd day, like in odd months or something like that, like in November, December. Sometimes he'll do that, but usually those are the dates that we know that if he's gonna have a fight, that's around that time. So it looks like they have this fight scheduled for the 12th. So most likely, I think, I know there's some content creators that are kind of on the same wavelength as I am, that might be a home game, and they're doing it on Friday to have time to be able to get ready for a home game, right? To get the turf ready, slide it in. I think it's like 24 hours to go ahead and get the actual stadium ready for an actual football game, to bring in the actual turf inside, right? You got to take everything down from the day before for the event, I mean, these guys can do it in 12 hours or just a little bit over 12 hours, 18 hours, something like that to, take down a whole event and then get ready for a football game or the next event, right? It's just, they're able to do that. It's Vegas, so it's open 24/7 essentially. So week that I think that's week one. That might be a home game. It might be a home game. So we'll see. The Raider Connection will be live on Wednesday for that schedule release. I think we're going to go on a little bit earlier. I think my guy Leo mentioned something around 4. I don't know yet. Um, but I think we're going to go on around the time that's actually scheduled to be released. So make sure you guys turn on notifications, tap into that because we'll be live and we'll go over that. We'll see for sure. I hope to at least to go to 2 games, at least one for sure, and most likely it'll be the Denver game, and I'll have to go ahead and get my tickets a little bit early. But I love being in Vegas. I love the stadium. I love being out there. So hopefully we'll be able to make it happen, and might have to go ahead and get those tickets early. Let me know if you guys are gonna go ahead and attend the game, and which game are you guys gonna go ahead and attend. Let me know down in the chat for sure, and in the comment section. Let me know for sure. Let's see. All right. All right. Shout out to my guy Geomex. The schedule favors the AFC West for sure. 10 wins should be a fair reach for all teams in the AFC West. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that we have to kind of really focus on is trying to break even in this division to be competitive, right? I think if we were able to kind of try to go 500 or at least 2-4, or yeah, 2-4. I think we'll be okay. 3-3 would be ideal, right? I mean, going 4-2 would be the best scenario, but realistically, I think if we're able to go ahead and do, break 500, get to 500, 3-3, or a 2-4 scenario, that's cool too. I mean, coming off probably one of the worst seasons we had in a pretty long time, literally getting shut out by the division is not a good thing. So I think for us to be able to go ahead and even think about being competitive, we have to be competitive within our own division, which is the toughest division in the NFL, hands down for sure. Let's see here. My shout out to my guy Luis. Appreciate you pulling out. My guy Couch GM. Man, I don't trust Brady vetoing Shador 7 times, then drafts below average QB. We sucked for 20 years because of that. Nah, man, I think it wasn't just Brady, bro. It wasn't just Brady. It was a lot of the GMs, a lot of the teams that were quarterback needy teams passed on him. It literally took the Browns to move up to get him after they got Dylan Gabriel, which is a head scratcher move, right? Why would you, if that was your intention to get a quarterback, why wouldn't you get him when you got Gabriel, right? Instead of getting Gabriel, why didn't you get Shador? They didn't, right? I knew, like I've told everybody, after day 2 at that presser that Spytek and Pete did, when they mentioned like, hey, we went out to combines and pro days and all that, and we talked to people that didn't feel entitled, that wanted to be there. That entitled remark let me know that they weren't drafting him. For them, it really seems like it's a personality thing. I've heard. I mean, we could. I don't want to touch up on this subject really because we've already talked about it, right? And he's not a part of the team. He's with the Browns, and cool. I hope everything works out for him, and I hope he does good, right? But he was having issues with like working the whiteboard. He's just talking, just going through different scenarios, right? Um, just really didn't seem interested. Came in very unprofessional. Yeah. I like Shador. I wanted us to draft him, but if the brass was like, hey, you know what? It's just this is too much of a risk. We don't know whether or not this kid can actually do what it takes to go ahead and put in the work. I don't know, right? It is what it is. But I mean, what's done is done. My philosophy is that we can't cry over spilled milk, bro. We just have to move on. That's just what it is, right? So, all right, let's see. Let's see. Uh, okay, I don't know what's up with Panel Man, bro. But let's see here. Shout out to my guy GMX. Shout out to Greenlee, Colorado. I lived there for a while. Oh, cool, bro. Hey, shout out, man, for sure. Don't know where exactly Greenlee is, but I'll look it up, man, for sure. The drive to Denver is so beautiful. I'm in Albuquerque, and it's a hot day. Still repping my Raider gear, my Raider drip, but letting some skin show. But it's so beautiful, the drive from Albuquerque to Denver. It's man, I've done it a lot of times. I think like 6 times or some shit like that. I don't even know. But it's really really amazing for sure, for sure. Um, Luis says Tom is a Patriot at the end of the day with the moves like Campbell. Doesn't care about the Raiders. I don't think it's that, bro. I mean, look, you have to think about it like this. This is the other part, right? We went out and traded for Gino. You know, gave up a third round pick, mind you. This wasn't our third round pick. I mean, this is a pick that we got for Tay, but we still gave up a high third round pick for this dude to bring him over to Vegas, right? They want to make sure that this is our guy, and you could, you can make the argument whether he's a top 15 quarterback or not, right? But he is definitely an upgrade to what we had before, for sure. If you tell me that it ain't, I don't know. I mean, we saw what Aiden O'Connell looks like. We saw what Minshew looked like. No, I'm not doing it. But the point being is that we went out and got this guy. We're not in that scenario, in that situation where we needed to go out and target a quarterback right off the bat, right? That's literally what it is. You guys heard me. I've done the lives. You guys come back on it. I felt that we needed a plan for the future, whether Shador or not. Great. I felt Shador was probably the best scenario for us to be able to do that once Gino left. But Gino's always going to be the guy. Gino was going to be the guy this season and probably next season, right? Season 3 will be up in the air depending how season 1 and 2 goes. It's kind of like a sitcom, right? Like, or a show. It's like they might make a season 3 if season 1 and season 2 do really good. We'll see what happens. Same thing with Gino. If Gino does good this season and has even a better season or even an equal season where it's good and we're able to go ahead and potentially make a run, then they're going to keep him around, right? How long is Shador going to really sit back there? So their mindset was like, you know what, we're not needing a quarterback. We can wait. And then once they met with him and or whatever the black ball was, whatever happened, nothing has been said. I don't think it's going to be said. Maybe something will be said down a couple of years, but um, nobody, the GMs didn't like what Shador presented, and we weren't the only ones that blackballed him. So I don't think. Look, trust me, bro. I'm not advocating for Brady, bro. I'm not. And we called him on his bullshit on Saturday, bro. He was straight capping on the Logan Paul show, right? We caught him in the lie, saying that I was involved in the drafts, in the analysis or anything like that, right? In the evaluations, which we know that Mark essentially came out and said he's going to be involved with picking the next quarterback. We've all heard this. You heard Pete say multiple times, we get Tom's input all the time. We talk to him all the time in regards to certain things. He was involved, so he capped on that. We caught him in the lie, right? So yes, he did pass on him, but a lot of other people did, and whether you want to say it was a message sent, whether you want to say whatever, it is what it is. We weren't the only ones on the block that said no, So yeah, 444 miles. Okay, there you go. Um, I got GMX. I believe Sanders came into the draft thinking starter. He would have been a distraction. Yeah, so he was saying, we've all heard it. We knew what he was saying. Like, draft me if you want to change your franchise, right? And we're already changing our franchise. We picked up Gino. You know, um, that's it. So I think it's just eh, the way he went into these interviews. At the end of the day, it's still a job. You're getting paid to play ball. You got to carry yourself with some type of professionalism. He never did. Everybody says that shit. So it's not like one person said yes, he did, and then some other people are saying, and then other people are saying no. Everybody said like no. This dude was just he just came off like he just didn't give a fuck, right? And that's what happened. They blackballed him, you know. So they blackballed him to a point where they just want to send a message like, "Look, kid, you don't dictate the league. The league dictates you. You pick you get picked where you get picked, and you play where you get played. You don't have this is not something where you can pick and choose where you go. Like this is it is what it is. Only a select few got to do that. I know the whole thing with Eli and whatnot, but even Eli didn't come off like that. No way, no way. So yeah. But I'm not gonna touch base on a quarterback from a different team anymore. He's not on the Raiders. He's not going to be on the Raiders for, as far as I know, unless Cleveland decides to release him, and then for some odd reason we decide to go ahead and pick him up. Which, if we do, cool, great, that's awesome. Let's see what he does here. But I doubt that happening. I doubt that happening for sure. All right, let's see here. But let me go into back into the poll again. I asked you guys earlier: should Derek Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire him as a Raider? 81% say, oh, excuse me, 76% say yes, 24% say no, 17 votes cast it in. Make sure you guys head on over, cast your vote, let your voice be heard. But make sure you guys go ahead and send any questions before I go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I'll take a few more questions. Then I gotta go ahead and go. And there's some other things I want to go ahead and cover before we go on a little bit later. So for sure, let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So I did want to show you guys really quick. Go back here. So Brock is back as well. Let me go. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So he's back. He's back training. So if you guys didn't know, Brock stepped away. He wasn't at um, voluntary OTAs the other day. He was out back at Georgia finishing up his degree, but now he's actually back, and we get to see him uh, back training, getting some work in. There you go, good old Brock, and it's gonna be interesting to see him back in his in year two, right? Um, he had a hell of a rookie year, balling out over 1,000 yards. I mean, you know, going into year two, now having a quarterback like Geno Smith, having complementary weapons alongside with him. You know, we already had Jacoby. We know what he can do. You got Jack Bash. You got Dante Thornton out there as well. But most important, we got Ashton Genty. You know, uh, really opening up that run game. I mean, it's going to be sick. So I'm really interested to see how much we're going to be utilizing Brock. Uh, and if now that if he does get double teamed, you just can't put a Patrick Sertan on him and just shut down the offense anymore. It's not that way anymore, right? There's too many weapons that are out there now that can go ahead and literally attack you from different positions, and then obviously bringing in Chip Kelly is definitely going to go ahead and really put that spread offense into play. So I'm glad to see Brock back for sure. I can't wait for the season to start, to be honest with you, or just getting closer to that preseason where we get to see some of these guys go out there and really compete, because you can only do so much in camp, but really the telltale sign is going to be during those preseason games. So now preseason is going to be a little bit more interesting. It's only 3 games, but from there we're going to be able to go ahead and really see who's going to be able to go ahead and make that 53-man roster, right? Be very, very interesting to see. But I am excited for Brock. I'm excited for all the guys that we brought in for sure. Jack Bash. Uh, I expect great things from him, right? He's great route runner, great hands. Doesn't have the speed, but does have that dependability. Can go ahead and make those tough catches in traffic. We see an interesting point that we brought in a guy like him that is very much like Jacoby Myers, right? And if that scenario with Jacoby having him being on his essentially last year, right? And they don't extend him, we got somebody that can take over in 2026 and Jack Bash, right? A guy who's very, very similar to Jacoby. I like Jacoby a lot. I hope he does get extended and he stays with us for sure. And I hope that we were able to go ahead and keep Colton Miller. That gets resolved, and we pay the man. The whole thing with linemen, you got to make sure you take care of these guys, especially tackles. Tackles don't grow on trees, and you can't find a tackle just anywhere, right? A really good tackle, and he's played solid for us since we brought him over. He hasn't been Pro Bowl caliber, but he's played solid, and that's the best you can go ahead and hope for from a tackle position, right? So if he wants to go ahead and get extended, I say by all means, man, for sure. Um, I think having him come back, I think the latter half of that voluntary OTA was a good sign. Was a good sign. I think they're going to work that out. I want to be worried too much, and bringing Colton back will give Charles Grant some time to develop, which he does need, right? And that could be the guy for the future for sure. Caleb Rogers, obviously, he could potentially uh, compete for a game one spot. A game one starter, like a first day starter for sure. I think he has that ability in that. But there's still time. There's still more to see from him. But I think he has that talent. He's talented enough where he can potentially be a day one starter for sure. 100%. 100%. Let's see here. All right, guys. So going back to that poll again, should Derek Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire him as a Raider? 77% say yes, 23% say no. Currently, 22 votes casted in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and cast your vote for sure. For sure. But let me go ahead and go over a few things here. I know I touched about it last week, so again, just letting you guys know, doing a new merch drop pre-sale. That is um, that is available to go ahead and start ordering, guys. Let me go ahead and show you real quick. All right, so got the show shirt, just Raiders baby, the logo in the back. And then I got the Raider Nation with the show logo in the back. And then let's see here. This is the show logo. So you'll have that. Let me know. Again, you guys can go ahead and email me or DM me on my socials for order requests. And then they will be available for purchase on the 17th. If you guys going out to Bakersfield, let me know. Hit me up. I'll definitely go ahead and have them available. I'll take care of you. To my guy, Raider for Chris, if you're gonna be out there, hit me up if you are interested, bro. I'm gonna be having them on deck for sure. But yeah, I got the drip ready for y'all. So let me know if you guys are interested for sure. Pre-order now. Because supplies are limited. I'm only making so many. And once they run out, they'll run out for quite a while. I wouldn't know exactly when I'll make more, but yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in getting some merch for sure. All right. And then let me go into really quick. Shout out to my guy Billy Diz. What it do, my guy? Thanks for pulling up for sure. For sure. Let's see. My guy Luis, our linebackers need speed coverage. Yeah, I can't buy spy text. Man, it's trash. Like what can't you buy? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm as far as the linebackers, bro, I'm scratching my head because we haven't really done much in that position. We haven't picked up too many guys. Um, I'm still waiting to see what happens. Like I said the other day, there's times where I'm trying to see what the plan is, and I'm just not seeing it yet. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there's still more time, but yeah, after those trenches, man, it's a liability for sure. We gonna get cooked, man. I mean, I don't know. We said certain scenarios like if you bring down Chin to be kind of like that extra linebacker, but then you're susceptible to being beat over the top. It's kind of like if you do, damn if you don't scenario. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. There's still time, guys. I'm not worried quite yet. I'm concerned, but I'm not worried. There's a difference. There's a difference, right? Worried but not concerned. So yeah, I mean, because you still have people that are being cut. Like, hey, we just released these guys. There's other teams that are releasing guys as well. So we'll see what if there's any pickups. Obviously, if there's a big name pickup. We're going to be live, and we'll definitely go ahead and chop it up, and we'll talk about it. But as far as right now, we're waiting to see Um, if there's, certain guys that maybe get released that we picked up on, if you guys remember, that's kind of the scenario that happened with Chason. Chason was picked off waivers, and that guy worked out really, really well. That's a guy that I would love to see him back as a Raider, but unfortunately, that just wasn't the case, and it is what it is, and got to move on, right? So I hope we find another guy within that kind of in that similar way where we pick somebody off waivers and he ends up being a really good thing for us. Right? It definitely could happen. So for sure. Let's see. When our linebackers get matched up one on one in coverage, that's a huge concern. Spytech has created that. I don't think it's just Spytech. I think it's both. It's both Carroll. So it's they work together, man. They one doesn't do one thing without the other. That's kind of what I'm seeing with this regime, right? Last year we saw the opposite effect where the GM and the head coach they were vibing, they weren't communicating, right? They're just kind of like, you need to talk to this fool. Well, I don't know, I'm just here coaching the fucking team. I think this year is more like these guys are really communicating on what the other needs. So I wouldn't put it on Spytech. There has to be something that Pete is doing that Pete likes or he doesn't like or he's waiting for. I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not seeing the plan quite yet on what he's hoping to accomplish. Right. So I want to put it. I wouldn't put it all on Spytech. I think if anything, it's equal share between him and Pete for sure. 100%. Let's see here. And go ahead and get your questions in, guys, really quick. You know what? Here, let me just post this up. Let me pull this up really quick. All right, there we go. All right. Oops, this is the old one. All right. Cool. And shout out to my guy Lorenzo and Raider Crusaders for sure. Remember, guys, the Raider Nation Summer Kickoff is this Saturday, May 17th. I will be there. If you guys are going, let me know. Definitely would love to link up with everybody. I'm be out there with a few content creators. I'll link up with 805 and Severe, Raider Nation Live, and then I think Lunatic is going to be out there too. I'm be also pulled up with my guy Leo. Make sure you guys tap in to Leo. Visit his tent. He has the freshest Raider merch. I've flossed it sometimes, so make sure you guys pull up to that. I'll have the show shirts, the Raider Nation shirts as well. You guys can go ahead and pull up for that. So I'll be out there. I'll be out there for sure, bringing the whole fam. We're gonna be doing the damn thing. I may or may not do a live. If I do a live, it'll probably be from the phone. I don't think I'll be doing the whole setup. But yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there later this week, guys. I leave. I think I'll be there on Thursday in LA. So it'll be a good time for sure. Can't wait to link up with everybody. A lot of other people are going. Our guy Joe Morley's gonna be there for sure. Who else? I think Raider Slim. I think Slim Fit's gonna be there. My guy LB Raider 10 is gonna be there as well. So a lot of people are pulling up for sure. So if you guys haven't gotten your tickets, make sure you guys go ahead and get your tickets. It's going to be it's going to be both indoor and outdoor because it is getting hot out there. Bakersfield is like the high desert. So they're having the event also inside, and it's a pretty big event center. So it'll be air conditioned. So you're not having to go walk around and bake your ass off in the sun. you'll be able to go ahead and be indoors, nice and cool, and chill and shit. And some of the things are going to be outdoors. I think like the kid event is going to be like the obstacle. They're going to have like a kid obstacle course and certain things out there that'll be outdoors. But the actual main event is going to be inside, and you'll have live DJs and everything. So shout out to my guy, Raider Crusaders, Lorenzo out there doing the damn thing. These guys are putting in work, man. But it's going to be a very, very fun event. So I am very excited to go ahead and be there. So make sure you guys let me know if you guys are going to be out there, and definitely would love to go ahead and link up with y'all for sure. Let's see here. All right. Let me take a few more questions, guys. And then also uh, for next Monday, because I'm going to still be out there, um, I may or may not do a show. I most likely probably won't do a show out there. We'll see what happens, but I probably won't do Raiders Unfiltered next Monday since I'll be out in Cali. We might do. We're working on some stuff. Leo and Rundown and myself. We'll see if we get anything, and maybe some other people to do some type of a show. We'll see what happens. So we're working on it. Not making any promises, but I'm trying to see if I can get some guys together and maybe do an in-person show. Instead of us just kind of everybody being in their own spot, everybody try to be together. It is different. It does change the flow of things. So I think it'll be a very fun thing to kind of do. But obviously, we'll see what happens for sure. Let me take a few more questions here. Our coaching staff will fill in the blanks with football IQ and we'll pass it on to the right players. Gameplay is everything. Facts, bro, for sure. For sure. Let's see. My guy Frank. How cool would it be if DC showed up in Vegas? Bro, that would be badass. I think? I don't think he'll do it, but that'd be cool, man. I wouldn't be mad at it. Send that dude off the right way. I think we'll make it extra special for him. Like hang it up and shit, like the Raider way. 100%. My guy Luis. I hope they address speed coverage, or we will be upset if we lose because of that. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, there's like I said, I wouldn't hit the panic button yet. It's a cause for concern, right? Obviously, but I wouldn't hit the panic button quite yet. There's still time. Though, we might pick up a guy off waivers, or somebody gets cut, you pick them up, and it's happened before, and it's worked out, for us before. So, yeah, I don't know. They let go Bernie. He was one of our top drop back coverage linebacker. Did not get that cut. I don't know about that, bro. I haven't really seen anything like wow from Bernie, bro. To be honest with you, so I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm thinking that they're making way for somebody else. So yeah, but I do agree that if they make that trade for Jalen Ramsey, it, instant starter for sure, instant starter. Let me over the cap. Over. Oops. I want to check our cap space real quick. I think we have about. I think it says we have about 36 million in cap space. Currently, $36.4 million in cap space currently. Right. This is, and my also too, guys. All the rookies signed their contract deals, so everybody's in. We don't have to worry about anything. Genty, Besh, Porter, Rogers, Grant, Pegues, Hemingway, Tom Mellett, Cam Miller, Cody Lindenberg, they all signed their deals. So everybody who got drafted in the main draft, they're in. They're good. So, but currently we do have $36.4 million space. If we do go out and get this guy, he does come with a high price tag. He's still owed $21 million. Obviously, Miami's trying to get rid of him. They're trying to go ahead and clear some cap space of their own, right? They're in cap space hell. We do have the cap space, but it would eat a lot of it, right? Mind you, we still gotta, if we're gonna go ahead and extend Colton Miller, we gotta make sure that dude gets paid. Jacoby's another dude. If we decide to go ahead and keep him around, we're gonna have to go ahead and extend him. So those are things that we kind of have to also keep in mind. If we want to keep these guys around, Ramsey would take a lot of it. So I don't know. Wouldn't be mad. Definitely would not be mad if they decide to go ahead and go after Ramsey for sure. I like Ramsey. I think he's fucking great. I've been hoping that we go after him, and we haven't been able to. And you know, anytime that I would see him pop up as a free agent, you know, we haven't pursued him. Same thing for Stephen Gilmore, but he's now up in age, so it's a little bit different. But you know, at the time, I was like, "Fuck, this would be a good pickup if we're able to go ahead and go after this guy." And we didn't. So we'll see. Obviously, Pete's a defensive-minded coach. Could potentially happen. We don't know. We know that Ramsey wants to be a Raider. You know, that's we're the team. We're his favorite team. So that would be a match made in heaven if that actually happens for sure. If DC shows up, please don't make him cry. I don't think he'll show up, bro. For sure. I don't think so. Frank. Yeah. Coach Carroll knows more about covers than I do. Yep. Yeah. So that's the thing. If these guys haven't pulled big trigger moves yet, it's for a reason. So we just don't know the plan yet. I don't see the angle yet. The only thing I could tell you guys is that they're probably just waiting for those off-season cuts to happen. And if somebody gets cut, whether they actually like and could potentially be good, boom, there. You know, I think they're trying to find somebody, obviously, who's relatively healthy and just might not have been in the right situation. We've seen that before. Chase On hasn't been in the right situation, and this might be a place where they might be a good fit. It happens all the time. So yeah. I expect Pete, but drafting a linebacker in the 7th round, wow, man, that's bull. That was a little bit of a head scratcher where we waited so long for us to go ahead and get a linebacker. I was hoping, honestly, and you know, if you guys been on with me on the shows where I've said I would love to see a guy that we picked up either in the 4th or 5th round, right? I mean, I think it went high as a 3rd on some of the mocks. I never really picked up a guy too early. You know, I maybe once I picked him up in the 2nd round, but I think usually 3rd and 5th round were the rounds where I pick him up at, or even 6th round, and that wasn't the case this time. And so for them to do it on the last pick was like, okay, well, at least we got one. To be honest with you, I was already thinking we're gonna walk away from this draft not getting a linebacker, and we got one. So, yeah, very interesting for sure. My guy Frank, going after Ramsey would be an aggressive move, the Raider kind of thing to do. I like that idea. Yeah, man. If we decide to go ahead and pursue Ramsey, obviously we would have to give up a pick, right? And we've said it, with his type of contract, still going out and paying the guy $21 million, I wouldn't go higher than a 5th. You know, a 5th for 2026. Yeah. They would get one higher, but we would pay less. We would have to split that salary for sure. Oh yeah, man. Beast in coverage for sure. Yeah. You know, would literally improve our defense overnight. 100%. For sure. All right. So going back to that poll I put up earlier, should Carr and the Raiders do a one-day signing to retire a Raider? 80% said yes, 20% say no. with 25 votes casted in. I'm going to go ahead and close that poll. Appreciate everyone who pulled up and casted their vote. Like I said, I mean, guy deserves it. We got to give him his flowers for sure. You know, he was with the first 9 years, multiple regime changes, time and time again. How could you not want the guy to retire as a Raider? For him loving the team so much, where literally he was like, "I'll put my job on the line. You know, fuck it, don't pay me if you don't have to." You know, and that's literally was the case. So, you know, just the way we parted ways with McDaniels and everything was just, you know, it just kind of sucked, right? And you know, we all have our thoughts on that, and we all know what time it is with him and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to see him go as a Raider, and I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Um, Obviously, we'll know pretty soon whether or not they decide to go ahead and do that move. Obviously, Raider Nation will love that. Um, Not a lot of people would hate on that for sure, 100%. All right, let's see here. Okay, let me show you guys this. I know it's not Raider related, but um, I know normally we do the Christmas Day game, but not this year. It's going to be Broncos and Chiefs. They're going to be on Christmas Day. So a little insight as far as on the schedule. So we know we're not going to play Christmas Day. So no Christmas Day game for us on the 25th, right? And then I think what day does that line on? That's a third. Yeah, well, obviously a Thursday night. There you go. So unless we do like a Christmas Eve game, which could potentially happen, but at least we know we're not playing Christmas Day. But for sure. Let's see here. Also, Eagles Bears. So some of the holiday ones are being released now. So let me kind of show you guys that really quick because I did go on Twitter. So Bears and Eagles are going to be on the 28th. That's the Black Friday. So day after Thanksgiving. They're going to be on Prime, right? So that's going to be one of the games that I know we're on there last year. Not and now obviously that could change, right? Because just depending how our season goes, right? If we're doing good, obviously there are certain teams that if they're not doing it, they're gonna get bumped. We've seen that happen. We've gotten bumped, right? Unfortunately, but um, uh, that might change. We might go on, but as of now, no Black Friday game, no Christmas Day game parade for sure. So uh, let's see here. Let me see if I find any other ones. Uh, yeah. So there was just those two that are leaked, the Christmas Day and Black Friday. As of right now, yeah, yeah, that's currently it. So just the Black Friday and the Christmas Day game for sure. Shout out to my guy Alec. What to do, bro? Thanks for pulling up. Raiders, good to have Coons back for sure, bro. For sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man. I hope he does. Hope he has a great year, man. I really want to see what he actually brings in a full, healthy, injury-free year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Uh, yeah, DC will put up a lot of dumb shit, a lot of regime changes, different coaches. You know, to do what he did, it was cool. But you know, we always had that question, right? Like, what would he do if he had stability and you know, a pretty good offense put together? We saw that he had that in New Orleans and just wasn't able to get it done, right? It is what it is. But again, I wish him all the best because you know, he's a great guy, man. outside of football. Great dude for sure. Salute to my guy Tony Chef. What it do, brother? Thanks for pulling up, my guy. Salute, salute. And again, appreciate everyone who's pulled up today. Make sure you guys head on over, hit that like and subscribe button for sure. Especially if you're feeling what you're hearing, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Turn on your notifications anytime news drops. I go on. You don't want to be left out in the dark, right? And a lot of good stuff coming up as well. Good morning, Raiders. We're doing a damn thing. Shout out to my guy, the Raider Rundown. We're having, a lot of the top guests, top content creators out there coming on the show. We just had Severe Raider the week before that. Mitch Renz was on the show. Week before that, we had Mr. Fitz on. We're trying to do the damn thing. Trying to bring great content and content creators together and bringing a different perspective, a different view for you guys. Maybe somebody that you probably never tapped into and you never watched. You get to go ahead and see a different side of them, or maybe get to see them for the first time. It's everybody helping everybody, right? And bringing great entertainment, great content for you guys as well. On top of that, for sure. So make sure you guys tap in to the show. Obviously, Good Morning Raiders every damn Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. Again, just so you guys know, we will not be having a Good Morning Raider show this week, this Saturday, most likely, unless somebody hits me up and says there's certain people out there that I put feelers out there, and if they respond back and they want to get on the show on that day, then that'll be different. But right now, we don't have a show planned for that day, since I'll be out in Bakersfield for the event there. But we do have guests lined up for the week after, for sure. You don't want to miss out. So make sure you guys go ahead and tap in, turn on notifications for Good Morning Raiders. And obviously also too, we're doing that. We're going to be on a special time for the Raider Connection. Normally we do go on at 7 p.m. every damn Wednesday. But we're probably going to be going at a little bit earlier for this Wednesday, I think at 4 p.m. Pacific. I'll double check. Obviously, you guys follow me on social media. Even on YouTube, I'll post something up here letting you guys know if we're going to do an early show for the Raider Connection, going over the schedule release. Remember, that's what my guys, Tito Linus, Raider Jeff, LV Raider 10, and myself, panel show, getting perspective from different people in the game. Make sure you guys tap in. Fire show. We just had Miss Peggy the other week. Great content from her. Salute to her for pulling up with us for sure. So let's see here. I'm gonna take my thing. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Thanks, brother. That means a lot, man. Thank you for sure. Yes, sir. Fire show side. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. A lot of work goes on behind the scenes to make Good Morning Raiders what it is, bro. For sure. It does, man. I appreciate it. I hope you guys really do enjoy the show. It gets made with a lot of love, bro. A lot of love, for sure. Let's see here. My guy, Luis. I hope Cam Miller is productive because Gino can't get hurt. Yeah, or Gino can't get hurt. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, you never know, bro. We hope that this year, for once, especially on defense, Raiders stay healthy, man. I think that's going to be one of the keys to success for the season, is just maintaining everybody healthy. We were hit with the injury bug so bad last year that we had half of our defense out on IR. It's fucking insane, right? We had some guys on offense too. We lost Tay, and then we had to look towards Jacoby Myers as our wide receiver one, in a sense, and he's not that guy, right? And luckily, Brock Bowers stepped up and had a phenomenal year. But aside from that, it was very, very rough, right? So I hope this year it's different and we're able to go ahead and stay healthy for sure. I think that's very, very important. We'll see what happens come training camp for sure. Let's see. Broncos and Chiefs gonna beat each other up on Christmas for sure, bro. Hey, I mean, I'll tap in just to like watch them like both fucking lose, and say fuck you to both. But I'm not like, oh shit, I gotta get ready for the game, like yeah, whatever, fuck them. But yeah, hey, that could change. You never know, it could change. But I think that game is kind of set. I think the Black Friday game is the one that they can switch that one around for sure. Um, let's see. Chiefs at Chargers 25th in Brazil. Oh, okay. Hey, well, that sucks for Piano Man. You have to fucking fly to Brazil, bro. That is not a vibe. That is not a vibe. It sucks. I think they're at altitude. Chargers are used to 5,000 feet. They're, I think that's 7,000 feet. It's crazy. Yeah, you literally have to go out there a whole week before to get acclimated to being out there to be able to perform at kind of the same level you would as you were playing at home, or playing in the States. What's crazy? I'm glad we're not doing that. I know we have to do, I think they want us to do an Australia game, and that's going to suck ass. I'm not, I'm not really enthused about that because it is a long, long flight. You literally would have to be there like a week and a half before. It sucks. Ask my guy AR. He's come out to the States, 18-hour flight. Insane. Insane. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Fucking break, bro. All right. But that is it, y'all. Again, appreciate everyone who pulled up with me today. Chop it up, talk some Raider talk. Go over this roster. Obviously, there's still a long ways to go. More guys are going to be added on. This is not the last that we see. There's guys going to be released and signed as we go along the next few months, leading up into training camp and into preseason. So just be on the lookout for that for sure. Again, if you guys are going to be out there for Bakersfield, hit me up. Let me know. Love to go ahead and tap in with you guys for sure. Say what's up. Um, chop it up. Just some good Raider talk, man, for sure. Uh, but if I don't see you there, I'll go ahead and share some pictures. Actually, what I'm gonna do, and I didn't tell the wife, but I'll let you guys know. I'm actually planning because I'm like I wanna make some content for you guys. Well, I think what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna plan a vlog. I'm gonna do a vlog on me heading out there and leading up to Bakersfield and the drive to Bakersfield and everything, and being there and talking with everybody. So just some footage here and there that I'm gonna try to splice together and whatnot. So I'm gonna see how that works out. I've never done a vlog before, but I'll try to put some content out there for you guys for sure. I'll probably do some special content for the members. So if you're not a member, make sure you guys go ahead and click that link up top. Get off the bench and get in the game. Become a member today. It does really help to go ahead and keep the lights on over here at JRB for sure. But I'll try to have some special stuff for the members only. The members can go ahead and tap in. If I meet somebody, player or something, that might just be a member only interview. If I'm able to go ahead and get that, because I'll have my mics and everything. I have my mini mics and everything. I have a mobile setup for sure. So you guys might get exclusive footage on certain things, So if you guys don't remember, make sure you guys go ahead and click that link up top. It's pinned up in the chat. Become a member today. I put out certain things out there for the members already. We've done shows for the members. We're gonna do one pretty soon as well. We're gonna have another go around once I get back from California. We'll do a members only show for sure. Probably doing on Thursday or something like that. But yeah, make sure you guys tap into that. I'm gonna still be bringing content. I will be on Wednesday as well. So like I said, we're gonna do an early show. I leave that Wednesday night. I'll be there on Thursday in California, but we're still doing a show, the Radio Connection on Wednesday. So make sure you guys tap in for that. And yeah, other than that, appreciate you guys pulling up. Thank you guys who was with me on this live. Appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Whoever's rolling to Bakersfield, make sure you guys, again, pull up, say what's up. And then I'll probably see you guys. I may not see you guys on Monday. We'll see what happens. But again, appreciate you guys. Always remember, just Raiders, baby. Peace.